it's a fruit basket. Thought it'd be good to, remember them. I miss them too. The Fruit Basket Warriors brought us together. The hype was building, we beat CLG, and now they're gone. And I know we've had our differences. We've had our fights, our arguments. Maybe grapes and bananas, they're just not meant to be together. But you know what? That's right. Us Fruit, from now on, stick together. I mean, look at us. We can't back down now. I mean, did DK Crew back down when we were seated 32nd in the open qualifier? No! And did DK Crew back down when we had to play against 5 top 10 seeds to get to the next qualifying stage? I don't think so. And we won't back down now. I mean, sure, our group looks hard, but we can't let that phase us. 100 Next, Maryville, we played them already. We already know their strategies. We know how to get into their minds. And the Cincinnati Fear, well, we have no fear. And we know dang well what happened last time in Cincinnati. I'm proud of you. I'm proud of each and every single one of you. Now, we know what to do. It's time to show them what our fruit is really made out of. Banana Slammer. 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 Banana Slammer.
Oh my! I'm speechless. I was about to. Banana Slammer, let's go. Okay, I had to get it out. It was brewing up in me there. That making me almost change my prediction. The dream isn't over just yet because it is a best of 3 and Banana Slammer gang. That's what I'm calling it. Okay, cool. DK Crew, excuse me. Let me give them the respect they deserve. They did show us a very good showing here in game number 1, and like we said, a couple things that they need to take away from game 1 here, moving into game number 2. We did touch on how they were a little slow to the punch. It felt like maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah, it's a situation where it felt like they had a lot of things that they were doing correct, and they were giving up a lot, but they gave up so much that they just never could come back from it at any point. They were so reliant on finding that one big moment over the course of this game, my apologies, that they could really kind of turn things into their favor, and 100 Thieves was never willing to get them that. So I want to give a ton of props, because this was a very close game compared to what we would normally see between the number 1 seed, especially 100 Thieves, and another team like that. But this was remarkable from 100 Thieves, not giving them a lot of those openings. Again, there's very few moments you could point to in this game from 100 Thieves as being a moment where they really kind of threw this game actively against the side of DK Crew. You could see that from the damage charts, there was quite a bit back and forth. You could see also the Azir going crazy in a game like this, that Leandri is really helping with the poke, but they just had no way of really responding to both the Aatrox, who could infinite heal apparently with the Sunder build, the Thunder under the Sunder build, something like that, and the Kog'Maw, which was the biggest thing of all time. The Kog'Maw is an absolute menace, and definitely was the proper response, I think, in the grand scheme of things, to that Senna Tahm Kench bottom lane. They ran everything that they needed to down there, so I'm expecting that to be a slight change here. DK might even grab it, so I'm pretty sure fifth game of the open qualifiers, that was something that Evan had picked. He was incredibly good at it as well in the grand scheme of things. So 100 Thieves, next game, we'll see what they kind of transition into.
Yeah, I think it's crazy when you look at the damage to champions, right, as well. Even though I felt like most of the cast, we were just focused on, right, General Sniper here, as he was just dashing in, right, he was healing so much, but look at the damage coming out from the Kog'Maw pick here. That is absolutely, obviously, Kog'Maw's synonymous with damage, but it's he was so low-key about it, bro. It's just, dude, he had his shades on, he had the pool drink, he was chilling in the back line.
Yeah, he really was. It was exciting stuff. And again, they had no real way of contending that position either. It was mostly Lawrence. And again, Lawrence, he did his damnedest to try to get on top of him. And I think that was the biggest thing that they ran into, is they had one go button, and it's usually incredibly well seen from ahead of time, right? It's really hard to get a Gnar if you're in vision on top of a team unexpectedly. And so, when you're looking for setups and fights, you almost have to have a flank. You have to have some sort of dark vision to come out of. And they could never generate that. Because again, 100 Thieves were always playing around the win condition that DK had set for themselves by making sure they never gave them that fight. Instead, they kept everything in front of them. They had nice concaves to make sure that the Kog'Maw could always move backwards in fights to be able to continue hitting whoever's in front of him. Like you saw in that damage chart, just went completely crazy. I'm very excited because, again, like 100 Thieves is an absolute menace, but DK showed quite a bit there. I want to see them get something that they can actually strike back with now.
Yeah, definitely. If they brush up a little bit, they absolutely still have a chance in this. And it's like you were saying with the Kog'Maw pick, we talked about it in game as well, right? How just the range difference that's coming out is going to basically allow him to just chill in the backline, not even Savage can get on top of him. And we saw Savage try to get into that backline, use that Shurima shuffle, the 1-2-3. But honestly, let's shuffle right into draft. That was a very smooth transition. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. But that being said, though, let's get right into it. Already the side switch coming out, so this time around DK Crew will be swapping it over. And with the bans coming out here, we are seeing some reoccurring ones. We've got the Karma being dropped and the Riven as well. No real surprise there.
Not letting that come through. Very targeted bans from both sides. I think in game number 1, it wouldn't be shocking to see them come through in game number 2 here. The only question mark is whether, again, when you talk about the Senna and you talk about the Kog'Maw coming through, whether those two champions will end up in the same hands, whether they'll reverse hands, what the intentions are here between these two squads, as the Ahri is going to get taken off the board. That was Darkwing's selection both times that these two teams have played, and finally they're in a position where they are on blue side, and they can make sure that that's not going to get picked up from 100 Thieves to allow Darkwings to kind of start having a bunch of the map impact that he's had both times that they played now.
Yeah, I feel like Savage, like the moment when he was like half HP, right, he's running through jungle and then he gets hit with the CC chain from the R. He's like, no, I will not do this again, guys. Get it out of here in this next draft. That being said, though, already seen some different picks coming out here. We've got the Gwen, somewhat of a flex still coming out, and over on the side of 100 Thieves, we have the Lucian and the Wukong picks coming out respectively. Little surprised that they left the Wukong open for Fnatic. I do feel like while maybe he wasn't the biggest threat, those Cyclones were still getting work done and opening up a lot of avenues for the side of 100 Thieves.
They must prioritize the Gwen a lot more, both as a top lane pick, I think, more so than a jungle pick, but also the flexibility is useful here up against something like the Wukong if necessary. But they've also given themselves over to a Lucian Nami bottom lane, now almost certainly coming through. It's unlikely they flex it to something else. Usually Nami and Lucian are just going to get paired together against the Senna and the Tahm Kench. And this is the other way that I've seen people play. Like, one of them is like poke and making sure you've got enough range over top of the Senna and Tahm Kench to work with. And the other one is just pure outright aggression coming out. And Lucian and Nami are kind of designed specifically for that feature now. So hopefully this does give agency now to Lens and Sword, as they were able to make it happen slowly last game. Now wanting to think strike a little bit faster in this one.
Yeah, absolutely. DK Crew as well, running it back with the Senna Tahm Kench combo here. A little surprised, I won't lie. I thought we might see a different, like a Swapperoo coming through, but they're like, nah, that wasn't the issue. Evan's got the Senna on lock. We've got Clyde on the Tahm Kench. They've got it. And I mean, Tahm Kench going into this more heavy hitting bot lane coming out for you from 100 Thieves. Respectable, but I gotta get your thoughts on it. What do you think?
So it's a matter of, like, there are margins that now Lens and Sword have to operate themselves on, which I think does change quite a bit. Ultimately, I didn't think Evan's Senna was very bad last game. I didn't think Clyde's Tahm Kench was bad either. It was just a matter of they went for some of the early damage with the lethality, trying to punish the Kog'Maw, and they couldn't get it to a point where the Senna was ever able to burst him out quick enough where their fight was going to come through. And I think that was the ramifications of it. Now you could go for a bit more scaling if you wanted to, because you're really not going to outpace Illusion's Nami's laning phase damage, so you might as well play for a little bit more late game in that regard. As the Lee Sin gets picked, so that means it's going to be the Gwen in the top lane with the Zoe in the mid lane for Savage, and a Swain. We're getting our first look at the Swain, or at least my first look at Swain on this patch specifically in this game for 100 Thieves. Yeah, it's a dirty champion. It certainly is.
Absolutely. We'll say, though, the Graves ban actually did come out from 100 Thieves, which allowed the pickup of the Zoe, which we saw being banned last time around. So maybe we get to see exactly why it's so feared. Our Savage's Zoe here. Maybe he better be a a bit of a savage on the Rift.
He's called High Key Savage for a reason. He's one of my favorite players. I've seen him for a long time, especially collegiate. He's been on Harrisburg for a long time, and I do a bunch of coverage there. And he's one of my favorite mid laners. And he's popped off a couple of times during the course of this event, and especially against 100 Thieves, he's been one of the best performers. So I like that they're giving him something that he absolutely can be a menace on in the right circumstances. If you hit a Lucian with something like this, you hit a Nami with something like this, they're bye-bye. They're gone from the map as much as possible. It allows you to deliver a heck ton of damage inside of the backline, unlike Azir, who tends to, he hits with Leandries and he does a bunch on the first burst, and then it's about the soldier damage afterwards. Now, to one spell. You get one rotation off onto somebody, and they're out of a fight almost certainly.
Yeah, definitely. I gotta say also, a lot of dive threat coming out here from 100 Thieves with Fnatic on their Wukong, right? We saw, especially early on in game 1, they were looking for that, couldn't quite always find it. We saw right that one time when Fnatic came down to the bot lane and just couldn't quite get that last minute to get the level 6. But now that they have these heavy hitters with the Lucian and the Nami as well, it's just gonna get more and more dangerous here for Evan, RL, and Clyde.
And I really like that they've set up a team fight that can operate in a 4-man, because you've got like the Swain and Wukong for AoE and CC and frontline, and you've got a Lucian to just dance around in the back. But the most menacing part about this entire composition is Sniper's Fiora. He was going crazy on the Aatrox. He was doing well, but he was playing a little bit more defensively, making sure there was no aggression to come out from Lawrence, making sure that the lane, he was just absorbing what he needed to, and he was doing fine on his own. This is a game where he can just take complete control of the side lane in the right circumstances. I almost expect Fnatic and maybe even Darkwings to make some a little bit of movement up the top lane, because if they set Sniper off onto a good foot on a Fiora pick, things are not going to look very good for DK. That's not something that I expect to go very well for them if this young gun talent for 100 Thieves that we've been talking of so much over this entire year gets going on the split pusher.
Yeah, ironically, the youngest member of the team has to roleplay as the balancer, right? He's up front. He's like, "What's good? Like, you trying to touch my ADC? What's up? What's up?" And he's healing. He's just pushing them all back. But yeah, no, it's going to be interesting because like we keep emphasizing that DK Crew put up a really good game 1 for a reason. Because looking at seeds, obviously, you would think that 100 Thieves, they're gonna knock it out the park, right? But it's like we've already established that. That's cap. The seeds is cap. Don't even gotta listen to that, right? Screw the algorithm. That's cap, bro. And DK Crew, if they just get a little more preemptive, I feel like get a little more in there, like get some of the, get in there, then they can definitely like find those openings that they needed. Because we did see when they do find those openings, they grab it and they run the mile with it.
They do. I'm excited because now as we get into game number 2, I'll let you enjoy some animals because we get some nice animal shots in this one.
Dude, let's go look at the dog. Yo, okay, he just straight chilling, bro. Let's get it. Let's get it. With that being said, game number 2 is underway here now. If 100 Thieves can steal this game, then that means they will be closing it out. But DK Crew, the Banana Slammer dream, is still alive and well, and they are given but yet another opportunity. The Banana has 2 sides, and so does this best of 3. So they still need to secure this game and then a second one, but it's a feat that's definitely possible.
It is. I really like, I know you were talking about this, and we talked about it, that we wanted them to hit a little bit faster. First things first, shorter race, Lee Sin, that's a great combination. That's a combination made in heaven. He's a very good Lee Sin player, and I expect activity from him just as soon as possible. And number 2, they could take a page out of 100 Thieves. If they play for their Zoe, you can see Savage has gone for this rune to allow all this burst damage to just convert into gold. This is a really, really different adaptation coming through from Savage to just dump this Q into Darkwings. It's not necessarily going to kill him, but it is going to be a large chunk of damage coming out all at once to give him the gold that he's going to need to get on some later game itemization, as well as having better breakpoints. He went for D-mats as well, which means mid lane is something that I think there's going to be more focus on here from DK Crew. Hard to kind of breach because of the Swain that's sitting across from him, but I expect some resource from DK nonetheless.
Yeah, absolutely. Sniper already looking to get some info here. Has seen... Oh, dude, okay, calm down, bro. That's just disrespectful. He's stepping up real close. He's just get some information, right? They know now Shorter Ace is starting on that blue buff. Lawrence is going to go ahead and chase him away. Not quite in range to get those auto attacks. There we go. Does get away with the skip and slash there, so we'll find a little bit of something. But Sniper going to trade right back to him and be like, listen to the little boy. This is my lane.
Good little back and forth already. Some aggressive trading in the bottom side of the map as well. But once again, it's Lens and Sword who kind of get immediate control of the lane. And so the level 2 is what has to be feared here. Because once they get onto that point, where Sword and Lens could potentially look to step in. We have exciting matchups across the board. I'm almost anticipating that Sniper and Lawrence might actually lead to some kind of solo kill in the right circumstance for one of them, because they've got much more active champions to be able to do that kind of thing on. In last game, Lawrence was on the Gnar, and he just gets to kind of space away, make sure that he's not in range of the Aatrox, wasn't all that worried until somebody came along. But now in this one, much more melee inclined, much more auto attack heavy, much more likely that we're going to get some fireworks in top lane the way we expected them to.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, I was thinking about just hitting up 100 Thieves and DK Crew, put them in like a Skype call. There we go, and just be like, listen. Last game, kind of boring. Not gonna lie here at the start. Like, get to it, bro. Let me, like, I'm the play-by-play. I'm trying to yell, bro. Like, give me something.
Yeah, pre 10 minutes, no kills always feels bad. But this is a time where maybe if we keep the camera in a couple of places, we can see some action. The Lucian Nami's gonna give you some. The Fiora's gonna give you some. You can see that effect already being had. Is a little bit of an advantage on the bottom side of the map, starting to accrue, and then top side you can see it as well. Sniper is putting on the pressure to Lawrence just as fast as he can.
Absolutely. Shorter Ace moving on up here. No camp really moving, so just gonna go for that scuttle, while Fnatic grabbing himself the bot scuttle here and moving up. No real openings at the moment for Fnatic to find something, it seems. So gonna have to wait and see what the plan is gonna be. Shorter Ace grabbing himself that crab, and so right now it's just gonna be some Sniper. Sniper looking for something here. No, just gonna drop the ward instead. Doesn't want to go anywhere where he might just get collapsed on here. So pick up the ward, grab the back. We're seeing both backs here from Lawrence and from Sniper, and so we're gonna be seeing what they're looking for.
We will. You can see them using a little bit of the pushing power on both sides to be able to work with. Right there, putting a bit of attention into the river, finding out where the Lee Sin was going to be to make sure that they have him tracked a little bit. Do note, if you will, because Shorter Ace was spotted out, he walked into the other jungle, put down a ward. He's a little slower here than Fnatic on his back timer, and that means Fnatic might have an opening. He's going to go for his Krugs, probably work his way down towards the bottom side of the map with a full clear, but it does open up the potential for a gank because he's here about one camp faster than Shorter Ace for a play to topside, especially since Lawrence is pushing this wave in right now. Might be the opportunity for Fnatic to start this lane off on a good foot for his young top laner.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, that was so huge in game one as well, right? The vision of having Shorter Ace being spotted out so many times, which gave Fnatic the all clear to grab those objectives. We saw it in that first dragon, especially, right? Shorter Ace shows himself in mid lane for like a split second, and Fnatic's like, yo, dragon, let's go. And then they instantly grab it. Lawrence, though, already dealing quite a bit of damage, does have that level advantage on top of Sniper, should be able to equalize out with this big wave that's crashing in, and so Lawrence is going to look to just move, actually hit another back instead.
Yeah, he gets a free one here for the most part, just because Sniper, again, is going to have to catch this entire wave underneath the tower, so he's not going to be able to push out anywhere. I was anticipating Fnatic to maybe go topside. I'm a little upset that he didn't, because I do want to see him eventually end up in Sniper's lane to help him push against Lawrence, to help him get set up in his own one-on-one, where like the side lane starts to collapse. And Shorter Ace, I think, was also poking up towards that area for a short time, making sure that there was no shenanigans to come through from Fnatic. There was no play to come through from Sniper. They were going to make sure that that wave was going to crash to buy yet another back timer here for Lawrence. As you can see, Sniper's not going to get the same luxury, so instead, it's just a free pair of boots that Lawrence was able to go back and buy for the top lane matchup. Is now shifting the bottom side. You can see Fnatic has ended up down here. Shorter Ace has ended up down here. The dragon is spawned, and the push still owned by Lens and Sword, which is allowing for Fnatic to step into this jungle.
Yep, and a whole lot of damage coming out to Evan.
Nice.
The last hit. Goodbye. Good night. The kill gonna go into the hands of Sword. Definitely would have liked to see more into Lens, but regardless, that is first blood being picked up here, and Shorter Ace needs to go ahead and flies to get out of there. Fnatic close following. Boom, baby. Hit him with the 1-2. Lens picking himself up a kill there. Savage is here. Got the Prowless Club pick up. I don't think there's really gonna be an opportunity for him to utilize it. Clyde trying to find something here. Will not quite find Fnatic. Actually, they will still get it though. Savage gonna pick that one up, and now maybe try and find Sword here, who's in a bit of a bad spot. Drowsy does land onto Lens. A lot of damage coming out, but not quite gonna get what they were looking for.
Not super high in the damage department right now is the Zoe. She doesn't have any items really, because it's just very, very quickly in the game. You see Lucidity boots even, and not even like the starting with like a lost chapter or something like that. But Savage getting a couple kills or getting the first kill is very nice. The Lucian and Nami doing Lucian Nami things, finding these kills to kick things off, and the repeated play again. This was part of like Shorter Ace ended up on the bottom side. Fnatic was in this jungle because he had the freedom of the spot lane pushing. This is the ramifications of that. He was already losing the one-on-one against Fnatic, let alone the fact that Lens and Sword were there enough already as well. And then here is Savage being able to push out, sacrifices a little bit of the lane, able to find the 1 kill alongside Clyde to get Fnatic out of this one. And it looked like maybe there was some potential to try to find something. I thought they were going to find Sword right there, but he had to play respectfully because Darkwing's able to throw out that W, the Vision of Empire, to make sure they couldn't step up. So again, some defense from 100 Thieves, finding that double kill for their bottom lane setup is really nice to continue the Lucian and Nami dominance for the bottom side control they need.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, and that flash that came out from Fnatic was huge. Dodging the Abyssal Dive, allowing him to get that last hits down, and then Lens just like, boop, just hits him with like a little measly auto attack, picking himself up a kill. But that is already a huge start for Lens. This bot lane has been doing so much damage already, and now with the double longsword and the pickaxe, they're just going to hurt more and more.
Can see a couple of things. First off, there's no dragon off the board, and typically 100 Thieves have actually been very proactive about grabbing some of the dragons. I think both times they've been like 3-1 in dragons at the end of the first 4 that come out against the DK crew in their games. And so this one, it's been a little bit slower on the first dragon take, despite having this Lucian and Nami. And I think it's because they want to push this lane advantage as much as possible. They don't want to have to put this resource into a dragon, which like it'll yield tangible effects if they get to the soul point. But that of course bodes the fact that they get to the soul point in the first place. So just making sure their lanes are going better, I think, to start things off. Then they'll start focusing on some of the other objectives, looking for the gold lead to kick things off.
Yep, definitely. Now we're seeing a bit of rotation coming out here as it's looking to be like Fnatic. Yeah, nice. Looking to get himself that Rift Herald is on top of a ward. So it does get spotted out. You do see Lawrence looking to maybe move down. A grab coming out here from Darkwing's doing a whole lot of damage. Lawrence staring down Fnatic at the moment for this Herald, with General Sniper on his way down as well. Meanwhile, though, Shorter Ace, it's going to be like, you know what? Okay, well, they get it, but we're going to get this drag. We're not going to make the same sort of moves as last game. They got to flip the script this time around and looking to grab themselves their first drag.
And the important bit here, I think, for 100 Thieves is that they understand this. This isn't a composition that particularly bodes well to the dragon stacking. They want to fight, and they want gold advantage. And they're going to get this game off in very, very easy way to do so. They're at 1,500 gold advantage already. They've got a Lucian Nami to play with. And when it comes to mid-game fights, Darkwings is going to be menacing on the Swain, and Fnatic's going to be a really good diver in a mid-fight as well to actually manage a lot of what's going to be brought here. Dive potential setup for Fnatic, who just grabbed that red pearl, could set up Sniper the way we wanted him to.
Yeah, speaking of setting up and dropping down, Clyde incredibly low. The culling does come out, not quite going to. Oh, the trouble bubble snipe, and boom! Bam, not quite gonna get it though, because the cleanse does come out from a lens. That was very scary to say the absolute least.
Absolutely. No flash had to be burned. Looks like the Rift Herald was able to get 2 plates, and that's it. Lawrence holding steady in the top lane, not bending to the pressure of Sniper and Fnatic, not comfortable enough. Again, some of the extra durability makes it a little harder to dive on a patch like this, and so maybe not feeling fully comfortable, instead just getting a couple of plates, still worth it for General Sniper in the top side of the map. But bottom side, again, the ramifications, like Evan RL and Clyde were so close to actually getting a nice trade back into Lens and Sword. Savage coming down with another massive bubble. Like you said, the cleanse burnt means that Lens gets to walk away for free.
Yeah, just barely getting out of that one alive. Yo, Sniper looking a little aggressive right now. Lawrence protecting those vitals as best he can, isn't quite going to hit. Does drop the immunity field, and so will be allowed to back under the Sniper. Not quite going to get anything out of there, but does do quite a bit of damage.
He's going to thin out this wave, but I wonder if he just holds it in place. Because right now, they have 3 minutes until Dragon. He's got some time to be able to hold the wave in place and just say, okay, Lawrence, you've got no Ignite. You now have burnt your teleport. And you've got, like, jungle support's coming in now from Shorter Ace that he wouldn't know about. But he's going to force him into this position. Because if Shorter Ace isn't here, he just holds the wave in place. And then what is Lawrence supposed to do? Use the ultimate to burn it or try to do something like that to push it. And that's exactly what's going to happen. Lawrence gets to stand forward in this lane because they don't know where Shorter Ace is at. He's here for the coverage to make sure that the wave isn't stuck in a terrible position for Lawrence for the remainder of the game. And now they're going to start shifting down or start putting pressure elsewhere. That opened up a potential window here for Fnatic to look to bottom side. He's going to get some vision control out of mid lane, but it looks like they're not going to capitalize. Instead, just a nice defense where like 100 Thieves could have potentially had a freeze on top side. They're just going to yield 1 plate in response for it.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, once again, we're kind of seeing from DK Crew's bot lane here, it's just they're lacking the oomph, I feel, that they kind of really need. And especially with that early on play that got those kills into Lens and Sword's pocket, made it a lot harder for them with this matchup that they're going up against. It just sucks to see, because regardless, the plays coming out from Evan and Clyde are still good. They're looking good, but they're just not in the, they don't have the the opportunities aren't presenting themselves for them right now to really shine, and that's what I hate to see. As Lens here, he's looking to shine himself, doing quite a bit of damage over to Evan, and a collide. Not quite gonna find anything though. It's still a bit too close to the turret, so we're gonna have to wait and see if they can find anything here.
Clyde's got a lot of health bar with just a little bit of farm inside of a game like this, so it is difficult, I think, to burn through all the thick fat that you got.
Yeah. Oh, the demonic ascension though. The cyclone gets dropped. The grab does land, and they're gonna get themselves that kill. The cheeky little snack there from Fnatic.
Oh no!
Ace can't quite get the kill. The healing. There it is. That's what I'm talking about, bro. This new Swain is just disgusting.
Yeah, really bulky, able to stand through the kick and able to be put back on top of the mid laner here for Savage, who had stored a flash and was hoping to get away, but it looked like the kick was going to be enough to maybe get a trade kill. Shorter is not able to find it, though, so just the 2 kills down to 100 Thieves, who once again thwarts some of the action that's attempting to be made by DK early in this one. They're trying to find something. Fnatic waits out with the W, a nice flash with the Cyclone to get the knockup, to set up Darkwings to get something right here. Again, the kick, I'm not saying it was necessarily a death sentence, but yeah, like Darkwings 100% was going to close them off, even if it was a 1-for-1. Thankfully, Fnatic with a great body block even prevents that from coming through. But I know what the Shorter Ace I think was trying for there. He knew that the death was probably going to come through from Savage anyway. Not able to operate on it effectively as Moritz decides to join the party.
Yep, the needlework does get dropped. The slow is coming out, but Fnatic is gonna dash on up the wall there like it's nothing. Not quite gonna find anything there, but I did want to touch on the footwork coming out from Darkwings there in the mid lane. Oh, speaking of footwork, Clyde just lost both of his feet there as he just goes down into the ground. Rest in peace. But to my original point, the footwork coming out from Darkwings, right, kiting around Fnatic, allowing Fnatic to kind of body block for him, was absolutely huge. Allowed him to survive. And now look at this. This is what we were talking about before, right? Evan, he can't even step up. Like, both of them are half HP. He still has a tower. He cannot step up if he wants to stay alive. But with Shorter Ace there, maybe they find something. Q does connect. The dash, the kick, the damage is all there. And they will finally get themselves the shutdown and give the kill over to Evan and put him on the path to success, the path to LCS. Dare I say.
Ooh. I have a fine thing.
Sword.
Ooh, nice bubble.
Yo, Fnatic is here though, looking for some damage though. Oh, does go gold, but in a terrible spot. Doing a lot of damage though to Fnatic, and so not quite going to be able to get that kill. They will be able to push Fnatic off, and so won't quite find the kill that they were looking for.
Great and easy play coming in from Shorter Ace to be able to punish right there. Lens had flash and still wasn't able to get away from just the insect coming in. Oh, under tower, that's easy.
Oh no, Lawrence is gonna go down. Sniper doing him dirty under his own tower. He's like, tower update? Where?
This is wild. So the biggest thing about this entire game so far is that 100 Thieves have basically had no ramifications for anything that they've done. It's been so hard to get something accomplished if you are Shorter Ace in a game like this. He's been shut out. Right there was really the first kind of obstacle for it. But look at this gold advantage. You're winning in 4 lanes right now. They have the 4 highest gold members. Savage is kind of back and forth with Fnatic right now. But you can that just speaks to the individual level that all of these characters are at in terms of strength. And how are you supposed to deal with that? I talked about lane dominance of just Sniper, but I mean, if Darkwings is unbreachable, if bottom lane is unbreachable, what are you supposed to do if you're DK crew? Because you're never finding a team fight if you're not able to get any kind of response to things like this. The bottom lane is insane. They've been absolutely rocking just as much as possible. Second, Rift Herald's going to be on the board here. They might try something with Shorter Ace, but ultimately, again, at what point does DK crew really find a challenge against 100 Thieves' position in a game like this?
Yeah, that's really the problem. It's like we said, 100 Thieves rarely gets caught slacking, and right now they have such a huge buffer that even if for whatever reason in whatever parallel universe they do get caught out once, maybe they lose like 1 man, they have such a big buffer that it's not the end of the world and they can easily recover from it. Meanwhile, Evan, for example, is still trying to get up on the board, trying to get that golden so he can start doing damage in comparison to Lens here, who in a 1v1 would just absolutely destroy him right now.
It's a situation where, like, the soul count for Evan hasn't been able to be pressed to, because, again, when you're playing against an aggressive bot lane like this, if you step up too much, you will just get ripped through by the Lucian and Nami. So the souls aren't really up there. The gold isn't really matching as well. You do have the Tahm Kench for frontline, but it's not helping you in terms of being able to convert for damage in fights and such, which has really been necessary. The Senna feels like it was responded to incredibly well from 100 Thieves over the course of the series so far. And again, it feels like they don't really have a leg to stand on in terms of this game at the moment. As slowly 100 Thieves continue to find some additional play, bottom lane, they're just going to run away.
Yep, Bizzle Dive does get a drop, but the tidal wave is going to stop Evan in his footsteps, and so once again, they won't find anything. And I feel the problem is as well, Shorter Ace keeps coming down, trying to find something, but just nothing going on, just kind of wasting time here, keeps getting spotted out, and look at that. Fnatic instantly moves up to the Rift Herald.
And there was no Rift Herald charge. That was just Darkwings getting the mid lane tower off the back of all the times that Savage just had to roam, get out of lane, just pure lane dominance, and minions crashing in the mid side. It's that easy. Like, they were able to pick up everything. Bottom tower, I know, like, bottom tower didn't absorb the Rift Herald shot like top tower did, but I think the expectation was that bottom tower was going to go down first after all the early game that Lens and Sword put into it. It's still up. It's still up down there. It's the last one to go down if they were to try to take that. Rift Herald as well to 100 Thieves means that they can go anywhere with it. If there's no response, they could go do something. This might be the final thing that Evan RL and Clyde actually get their bottom tower to some extent. New waves coming in right now. I don't think they have the damage for it, unfortunately. And that means the potential redeploy coming out from Darkwings now is going to be able to thwart the bottom lane take. And again, DK Crew continue to find them in their gold just like plummeting over the course of this game.
Yeah, absolutely. Sniper, though, finding his health bar slowly but surely plummeting as well. The demonic ascension coming out from Darkwings here, but he's in a 1v3. Sword Ears nearby. The grab coming out, not quite going to find anything. He's doing so much damage, so the eye does get dropped. He's going to find the target, but the Devour from Clyde is going to keep a Shorter Ace safe and secure. Calling the Cleanse, the Drowsy Trouble Bubble, trying to find that kill, but can't quite get it. It's going to go nighty-night into the jungle here, and Savage just barely getting it. You know, he's called Savage 1 because he gets out with 1 HP there.
Really does. And right there, getting bullied in multiple lanes at the same time. Savage getting driven off just by the Lucian, who is in a dual lane most of the time, just has more gold than him, has more stats, and is able to take that fight. And Darkwings walks into a 1v3 and just says, what are you going to do about it, right? Like, his name might be Savage in this game just because of that ramification alone. He really pulls the 1v3, forces out the ultimate from the Tom Kench. Now the response coming in from DK Crew, but so much damage has been dealt to the bottom lane as a result. TP, they're going to try the full surround here.
This might just be it. The collapse coming through. The 5-on-3. The cycle does get dropped. No demonic ascension for Darkwing, so the tidal wave getting popped out instead. Darkwing getting lower and lower. The ultimate coming out from Evan. They can't quite find it though as Clyde does go down. Lawrence should be soon to fall if he's not careful. So much damage coming out. The needlework slowing down Fnatic. Are going to look to back off here. Evan healing, doing his best to keep his teammates healthy as they already lost one. And just like that, it, like, look at that. It was, they did everything. They TP'd in, and they're not done yet. Oh no, that's the clone. Stop hitting it, please. The Drowsy Bubble does get dropped onto Fnatic, trying to find anything, but won't quite get it. Shorter Ace went in, but he's going into the ground. Darkwing has the demonic ascension. He made a deal with the devil, and it's paying off right now as they grab themselves the kill onto Evan RL as well. And we're seeing it's a little sad to point out. I feel like we're seeing once again, right, the same kind of replay from game 1 here, right? DK Crew, they find something this time around. They find a bit of a missed position coming out from 100 Thieves, but they just turn it around like it's nothing.
Absolutely. Cool.
Unless they can find something on Sniper here. The Devourer coming out, gonna look to just dragging him away. He's kidnapping him, but it doesn't matter because the Colin coming out from Lens is too huge. So much damage coming out. Down goes 2, and down goes 3. Any second, there we go. There, down goes 3, and again, I literally just pointed it out. They find the missed position, or you know what? You might even say that it was all calculated, but they find Sniper in a not so opportune position, and yet it's turned around.
It's a situation where, like, DK Crew in the last game was having trouble forcing anything. Now they're trying to force more because the lanes are better for 100 Thieves. They're the ones constantly making these aggressive plays. This is the 3rd time in a row where 100 Thieves gets aggressed against in the bottom lane by DK Crew, and they're the ones that walk out with a massive advantage, right? Like, they lost the first fight with the multiple TPs, then they had a re-engagement, they lost that fight, and this is the 3rd consecutive fight they lost on bottom side. All in the span of just a couple of seconds, where Sniper was able to grab mid-inner tower as well during the course of that setup. They've got Dragon set up as well. Things are slow, but it's a 10k gold advantage. 100 Thieves have done so much better at pushing their own advantage this game as opposed to last game, where it felt like they were a bit more passive and they were waiting for DK Crew. DK Crew had options to look for something, and none of them were open. This time it seems like 100 Thieves are just willing to absolutely do something of their own volition. They are the ones throwing punches, and DK Crew tries to throw them back, and it's just not working at all. Instead, it's just opening up more counter punches for 100 Thieves, and it's made this game a lot more of a struggle than the last time. Our first 2 games, a lot closer than this one, but 100 Thieves are commanding a ridiculous advantage at this point.
Yeah, absolutely. They didn't enjoy that they were being shown up here by the DK Crew. They're like, okay, we got to make something happen here. And look at this damage. The vital points being propped, but the camera decides, no, we need to see Savage get absolutely eliminated. Sniper getting pretty low. A lot of healing coming out. The ultimate though from Senna is going to go ahead and flash to get away from that, and so Sniper will escape with a very slight amount of HP to his name. Clyde, meanwhile, does realize that they're on the Baron right now, but oh my god, he doesn't even get a chance to click a button. Gets hit with the pull, the bubble, and he's gone. Back to the gray screen you go.
And they didn't actually even push Sniper out because he's right back to bottom lane to play up against Lawrence. Everything is going badly. Oh, he's just gonna stand here. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do?
Lawrence, no, they hit him with a thumbs up too. Evan and Shorter Ace are there to maybe save the day, but it doesn't matter. Not enough damage coming out. Sniper grabbing one, and he is just running him down right now. The general is saying, 10 hut, you better be ready because he's grabbing himself a second. Can he dash over that wall though to get Shorter Ace? Can't quite find him. The eye does get dropped, and so Shorter Ace will live to tell the tale, but Sniper, oh, I mean, got him with, oh, come on, at least give him the bubble.
It just doesn't matter. Like I said, the aggression from Shorter Ace this game, I think, has just been thwarted so heavily from 100 Thieves, and it culminates in this bottom side play where they're trying to find a pick into Sniper. They can't make it happen, and they give up all top side for it. They had lost Savage. It was just Evan and Clyde up there. There was no potential smite for the Baron buff, and it meant that they had lost the situation. Even with nothing afterwards, even where there wasn't a situation where Sniper ends up pulling 2 additional kills on the bottom side play, this was already an incredibly winning situation, maybe just a game-winning situation from 100 Thieves, having already been up 10k, grabbing the Baron. Minimum, this sets them up for 3rd dragon, and all they got to do is wait out the 4th dragon for Ocean Soul, and then you're never killing Fiora, you're never killing most of the members on this team, and that's going to spell the end of it if they even need that long, because it seems like they could just walk down any lane, take a fight, and they just win it.
Yeah, it kind of feels like they have plot armor. They can literally do whatever they like. You can be a 3-man in bot side, get collapsed on, and you still come out on top. Like that's a little that's got me thinking a little bit. Like, what's going on here?
Kind of insane. Ooh. Okay.
Am I gonna connect? What just happened? I couldn't even cast that. He died so quickly. Darkwings going with the demonic ascension though, and he's healing so much damage comes out. Lawrence will grab 1 kill onto Lens, but that's about all he's gonna fight. Darkwings will go gold and dodge the tower shot that would have spelled his demise, so he'll be allowed to stay alive for a little while longer. Clyde, he's tanking as much damage as he can though, does get hit with the bubble, will go down. I think he flashed into it. I might be mistaken. You hate to see it. And now Evan needs to keep the Banana Slammer dream alive, brother. If there was any time to pop off, now's the time. We called you the prolific center player, so show me something, Evan. Looking to find anything, but there's just nothing there. They're all so low, but it doesn't even matter. The ultimate comes out. He does get 1. Come on, Evan. Now's the time. He won't quite find it, though. And so with that, 100 Thieves will go ahead and grab themselves game number 2.
I really like it because this was 2 very different wins from 100 Thieves. The first game, it was coordinated. They were always making solid plays. They were responding to the win condition that was set out from DK, and they were able to really set up around Lens, which is something that we've seen very, very minutely inside of the Open Qualifier, so we get to see on display against a team of slightly higher caliber now that we're out of top 16. And game 2 was just hands diff pretty much all the time. Like, top lane was really, really well played. Sniper found advantages of his own volition. Bottom lane found their own plays as well. And slowly they just kept being able to use this lane advantage that they both drafted for and were able to kind of culminate with their own ability to just dominate things outright, right? It was an incredible display of multiple different ways of winning games from 100 Thieves. And now, we're not going to pity too much here, right? Because we're not out of the tournament yet. It's double elimination. You still have a shot if you're DK crew. Banana Slamma's not dead yet, but 100 Thieves doing, I think, what a lot of people expect them to accomplish on the day. Travesties and tears right now, of course. But.
Yeah, absolutely. Listen, man, the banana has 2 ends. There's still a shot for the Banana Slamma dream to live on, but it's not going to be today. But you're right, we're not gonna dwell on it too much. 100 Thieves, we need to talk about them, though I feel like it's all pretty self-explanatory. It's really, like, not too much to be said, but I mean, they popped off today. Like, they showed us that they are undefeated right now for an absolute reason. Like, they were putting up the numbers. Sniper was on those carry picks that we talked about. Darkwings looking pretty damn scary, to say the least.
He really was. It was incredible. I think 100 Thieves really want to come out and they make a statement. I remember last time they were in PGCQ, which was spring #2, they ended up dropping in quarterfinals to Maryville, who had entered, and they were favorites to win it all yet again. They had dropped out a little bit early. They still ended up #1 seed, but had to leave at least a tiny bad taste in the mouth, especially of the returning members of like Sniper, Fnatic, and Sword. And so I sensed that they could come back into a tournament like this with a vengeance. Not only did they get their grudge match against Maryville, potentially in this group alone, but flexing a little harder against DK Crew right there and saying that they mean business. Every single one of them. Sniper's game 2 is incredible. Fnatic had some great Wukong moments. I think Darkwings, again, when it comes to comparing him in Insanity, he is definitely filling, if not, just doing incredible stuff inside of the mid lane of his own volition, absorbing those resources and being incredible for this team when he needs to be. And everybody's kind of firing on all cylinders. I'm excited for that. So it's pretty nice to see.
Definitely. Darkwing had some size 11 shoes to fill. He pulled up and said, hey, I'm a size 12. Watch me, dude. And he filled them quite well. That being said, though, go to a quick break. And when we're back, this time we have the interview this time, right, Rebel? Am I tripping? Okay, we do have the interview. Probably like, yes, you're right. So we'll be right back. Give us a quick moment, quick break, and we're back. Get a little bit of an interview going. Bot lane, a Sword with me here today, man. How you feeling?
Hello, feeling great. The first game was like, it was close, but the second game we kind of stumped them, so it felt good.
I was gonna ask. We were talking about on the desk a little bit, right? Game #1, it kind of felt to us at least like DK Crew was really waiting for you guys to slip up, waiting for you guys to miss position, not really wanting to throw the first punch, and you guys just straight up wrote it out. You were like, okay, we don't slip up, y'all don't catch us slack. And did you guys have the same sort of feeling, or was it maybe different for you guys?
I thought we were really confident in our game. Like, it doesn't matter if we're behind, we always manage to win. So we just gotta play our game.
Absolutely. And I do want to know that, obviously, for the sake of the interview, we'll call them the new kids on the block, right? You got Lens and Darkwings, right? How's the synergy going? I mean, y'all are undefeated so far, so it's definitely working, but how's it been so
far? I'm really confident in our new mid AD, because like I always see them in my solo queue games, so I already know they're good and they can perform well. So yeah, I'm really happy with the team that Papa Smithy managed to bring, even when we have to change players during the split.
Yeah, absolutely, especially Darkwings, right? I mean, bro was popping off. He was going crazy. I'm not even gonna lie. I do wonder. I'm not. Maybe you don't remember, but game #1, right before you guys ended, you had Sniper chasing down Lawrence. Were the calls just like don't finish, let me get this kill, or were you guys like just ran him down and then you just found him?
Oh yeah, we didn't hit the Nexus because they were trying to kill the Gnar. So
let's go.
Yeah,
because the camera didn't show it. It just panned down to Sniper fighting Lawrence, and we're like, dude, there's no way they haven't finished yet. And then it pans back up last second, and we
we were waiting for that for him to get a kill.
That's awesome. Okay, well, most important question. Now, you guys have just been knocking it out of the park. Is there anyone that you guys even remotely feel like can contest you guys?
Well, we're really confident in beating everyone, but like in the past we have lost to Maryville once, so like we just need to do more study and we'll make sure every game is a clean stump.
All right. I like to hear. I like the confidence, man. And everyone else, y'all, one of the favorites, they're gonna want to see it. So with that, I'll let you go. I'll let you celebrate. And thanks so much for coming on, man.
Thank you.
Absolutely. All right, we're going to throw it to a quick break, and then we'll be back with the next set of matches. Don't go anywhere. Y'all want to see this.